Firefighters are battling to contain massive wildfires burning near the city of Bordeaux as tens of thousands of people are evacuated from the surrounding region. France's Interior Minister, Laurent Nunez, said the situation remains very unfavorable, warning that the fire is moving erratically towards Bordeaux. However, officials have downplayed the immediate possibility of evacuating the city itself. Overnight, roughly 55,000 people were evacuated from villages south of Bordeaux in the Gironde region, world famous for its vineyards. Wildfires have raged across Europe over the past week, primarily in France and Spain, forcing more than 330,000 people from their homes. Southwest France has been hit particularly hard. Fire has scorched 42,000 hectares in the region, making this one of the largest forest fires in the country since World War II. Nationwide, 98,000 hectares have burned since the start of the year, with over 220,000 residents evacuated in the southwest alone. Captain Nicolas Bras, one of the leaders of the firefighting operation, explained that the fire has created its own weather system, generating winds and whirlwinds that make it unpredictable and unmanageable. In the coastal town of Le Porge, residents have set up an improvised volunteer network. They're cooking meals and offering places to rest for exhausted crews. Local volunteer Nathalie Augenet shared her heartbreak. "I think many of these firefighters have never experienced a blaze of this magnitude. Over 150 houses have been destroyed in our town. I'm devastated for this beautiful community, for its forests, its wildlife, and for the people who have lost so much. Right now we're focused on taking action, but the hardest part will come during the reconstruction." Meanwhile, across the border in Spain, fires continue to spread aggressively. More than 90,000 people have been evacuated from regions surrounding Madrid and Ávila. Spain's Minister for Ecological Transition, Sara Agusin, reported that over 77,000 hectares have been impacted. She noted that the blaze in Ávila is the largest in the country's recent history. Among those fleeing is 50-year-old Olga Congacha, who had to leave her home in Robledo de Chavela in a rush. She described feeling sheer panic. "I didn't know whether to cry or what to do. It was a moment where you just feel awful." Returning briefly on Sunday from medicine, she found deserted streets and her house blanketed in ash. Tourists in Madrid have reported seeing smoke from the airport, with visitors describing a strong, irritating smell hanging over the city. To make matters worse, a new fire front opened near the coastal city of Valencia overnight. Valencia's regional president, Juan Fran Pérez Yorca, admitted to reporters that the blaze is currently beyond their capacity to extinguish. Conditions are expected to deteriorate, driven by high temperatures and low humidity. The human toll continues to rise. One civilian death was reported in Valencia, while 2 firefighters tragically lost their lives earlier in the week near Bordeaux. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez warned that difficult hours lie ahead, while calling for a major public pact on the climate emergency. Madrid's regional president described the crisis as the worst fire in the region's history. In France, a massive response team, including 2,500 firefighters, military personnel, and police, is on the ground. However, dry vegetation and strong winds continue to push the flames forward, forcing the closure of 60 kilometers of the A63 autoway leading into Spain. Travel has also been severely disrupted. Air traffic control restrictions at Bordeaux Airport have caused widespread delays and cancellations to facilitate emergency aircraft. Even major sporting events have been impacted. The final stage of the Tour de France in Paris was shortened to allow security forces to be redeployed to the firefighting efforts. French President Emmanuel Macron promised that the country will rebuild, assuring affected communities that the government will stand by them for as long as it takes.